Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that conventional wisdom tells a speaker to view his audience as not having clothes on. The last audience I spoke to was at a retirement home, so you guys look a lot better. There's so many people here that I admire, environmental leaders with calluses on their hands, feet, and minds. For many of us, our experiences started in the woods, or the fields, or at a pond. But for others, it was at the zoo. You and I know there are a million tiny wonders out there, and you have to be awake to find them. Many of us here are born curious. We seek these wonders out. Others, they need the guidance to find them. To me, Vince, in a nutshell, is a medium helping people to make these connections. 30 years he's been helping others to see these tiny wonders through his animal ambassadors and education programming, offering a clear and concise message with patience and kindness, the qualities of a great educator. He helps visitors open up to see beyond the animals held in the halfway house of the Turtleback Zoo, from explaining that screech owls are not baby owls. And yes, they're alive. To encouraging someone with a fear of snakes to begin by reaching out to touch the tip of the snake's tail. He encourages further involvement, further action, explains the steps we can take from the city to the suburbs to make a difference, taking visitors from spectators to investigators, encouraging them to move from passive recipients of knowledge to involved citizens. He's been effectively crafting and communicating his message to audiences for over 30 years. The zoo staff, his colleagues in the field, his family, we've come together to nominate him for this honor. We believe Vince represents Angie as a leader in providing excellence in environmental education, and we wish to thank him for his service.
Getting a lifetime award, you have notes. I've been at the zoo 33 years, but I was a formal educator, and my mom, at 5 years old, let me run around in the woods. She would have probably been arrested today for being so careless with her raising me and letting me wander around like that. Okay, to be recognized for this award is an unexpected honor. I know I've been with Angie a long time, I've been involved a lot, but certainly one doesn't expect to be recognized for a lifetime award. It's a scary word. I want to thank David Alexander. He's the senior naturalist at the Essex County Environmental Center. I also want to thank those who supported the nomination, and they provided the recognition letters. And I want to thank the awards committee for choosing me. But one has to think where your support comes. My family, thanks to my wife Elaine, she graciously came to terms with the fact that environmental educators don't work Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. It took a while, but she has become a sort of educator herself. And I don't know how it happened, but my daughter, Caitlin, is an environmental educator. I Just trying to
You try
take
to.
care of me when I'm older and maybe better. Thanks to those who have come to share the evening with me. We have co-workers, Lisa, Stephanie, and the general curator, Turtleback Zoo, Brett Spencer, over here. If you need to know anything about snakes, he's a herpetologist, and overall general curator of the zoo. So thank you. I have just lately come to terms with some words like retirement. And now, after I was sort of getting that together, this word lifetime shows up on email. So, retirement is sort of saying, your work career is over. But lifetime sort of says,
You're dead.
the end is around the corner. But all I got to do is look around the room and think back of all the years I've been with Angie. And environmental educators are committed to environmental education all of their life. This isn't an end point. And it endures past retirement and will always be a part of my life. I spent my career trying to connect with children, and hopefully I've inspired them to connect with the natural world. You're encouraged over the years when you're wondering, are you doing that? Because your students, your class, in an informal way, those people you're in contact with, either directly or directly, give you feedback to keep you going. The bond between children and nature has been broken. That's why we're here, we know that. But I'm encouraged by Richard Love's latest book. He has a new book. It's The Nature Principle, and it's about human restoration. He envisions a cure for what we come to call the pandemic of nature's deficit disorder. That's what we're now experiencing. But I have renewed hope that the human animal, and I use that term in my programs, kids will say, I'm not an animal. But that's the first connection. They've got to understand they are. They're living, and they depend on anything else living needs. I'm human, I'm a person, but they need everything in their habitat that any other animal needs. And I point that out. That's a connection to get them to see themselves as part of the environment. And then I point out that by using nature's greatest adaptation, we use a lot of adaptation because kids can see those things, especially when you have a live animal in front of you, that the adaptation is the human brain. And that's what we're going to use to overcome the destruction of our own habitat by getting the next generation to use that adaptation. New planets are hard to come by. But they're out there, a big thing in news. Oh, we just found 3 more. Oh, now it's up to 100. Well, the closest one is Kepler 22b. Have you heard of that? It's might be 72 degrees, but is it solid, liquid, or gas? And it's only 600 light years away. So, good planets are hard to find, and we better take care of the one we got. Now, we're animals, education, environmental education, animals, that's what I'll call you. We know that with Angie, we are the voice of New Jersey environmental education. We are the connectors for the children and their families. That's what we can stop the disconnect as formal and informal educators. That's what we should do. We are the voice of New Jersey's rich and diverse wildlife habitats. We are the voice for planet Earth. Now about this Lifetime Award. Everyone here deserves that in your lifetime to this point. And if you hang around long enough, maybe they'll give one to you. Now about my lifetime. It's going to be much, much longer. And my commitment to environmental education will endure. The planet we live on depends on environmental educators. Yeah. So thanks, Angie, for the award. And now, as the card says, I always end my programs connecting to our habitat, which we now know is globally, planet Earth. So put yourself back in the first grade. Everybody's a first grader. And repeat after me. I love Angie.
I love Angie.
I love planet Earth.
I love planet Earth.
Thank you.